Hey guys, just came back from the NAWCQ. I got top 64 with Atlantean Mermail. I just wanted to show my deck list, why I played this deck, talk about the tech choices, talk about the cards in the extra and main, and how to go forward with the format from here, even though there's only 2 more weeks left. So, get started off with the main deck. 3 of the best starter. Neptibus, incredible card, just best starter, you want to see it every game. Best extender, Abyss Rhine. Teus is the best 2-card combo, and Poseidon is the best thing for going second. You want to see one of these cards going first, along with typically one of the pitch cards, which are 3 copies of Atlantean Dragoon, 3 copies of Shadow Squad, and then the 1 infantry. The big things about these cards is that all of them together just work and they all search each other, which is incredible. The only real hidden effects that people don't know about is exactly infantry, which can extra normal summon AC Super from your hand, which did come up a few times. And especially when you do this, you're able to use the effect of like a Shadow Squad or something and hard make the level 3 and then detach infantry and use it as a pop again, which is unbelievable. For the rest of the engine, we played 2 Pike. It's a worse starter but does combo. But more importantly, it's a Coelacanth summon. We also played Frogger Rabka as a Coelacanth target, Gluttonius Reptolfin Corethus as the tuner, and of course Coelacanth. This is the main combo. After the banning of Bahamut Shark, you just go into synchro plays. This is just the best way to do that. Frogger Rabka is played because while this is Atlantean Mermail, more so than that, this is a statue turbo deck, and Frogger Rabka through Droll, especially in game 1, is the last line of defense to protect the statue because your opponent just like can't play through the battle trap. So every single time I had this card, it was just unbelievable. For the win conditions of the deck, we have Minstrel and Barrier Statue, which is the whole purpose of this deck. Both unbelievable cards. If you rip this card going first with a pitch card, the game is just over. And then Barrier Statue, you just always have access to this card, and it just wins the game on the spot. Just unbelievable. For the only 2 spells of the deck, got 1-for-1 in Talent, which are just like 2 more just broken spell cards that you can play. After that, just non-engine. We decided to play at the very last minute 15 non-engine total because we thought it was going to be the best in this format. We were going to be playing the 9 high impacts, which were Droll, Perulia, and Fua originally, but at the last minute we decided to change up a little bit. So we went with 3 Ash, the 3 Perulia, because it's also a pitch card since it's a water, the 3 Fuas. Then we played Imperm and Impulse. The reason for this was, before this tournament happened, we had Duad come out and that had Vanquish Soul in it, and I was kind of scared about that matchup because they just didn't care about Droll and Awkward at all. Also, Imperm just beats the things in the format right now, like Protos. And if you see that card in your opponent, and you know your opponent's going to make that card because they're on Mitsu Rai or a Mitsu variant, you just lose. So you need ways to out that. This just ended up being a lot better for me. My deck count was 43. I had a really high chance of opening 2 non-engine every game, and every time I would see combos of like this, it was fine. The reason for no Droll in the main deck is because the only deck you really care about resolving Droll into is exactly Mitsurugi Vyziel, and if I lose the die roll against that deck, I've probably lost the game anyway, unless I have Poseidon pitch card and probably Impulse in my hand. So we felt like it just wasn't worth the play. That's it for the main deck, 43 cards, like I said. For the extra, for the Xyz, 1 Virtue Dragon to add back anything from the graveyard by overlaying 2 level 3s, which you just do in mainline combo. Trite for combo, Poseidon, Xyz, Gaios. You make Gaios the least, but he does come up sometimes, especially in weird game states where you resolve Shadow Squad, and now you're able to keep like a Neptibus under it, so you can detach it later to use the effect of bounce, which does happen. It's really nice. For the Link monsters, 1 Wizardos. I didn't make it all tournament, but it's a comfort card for me. Sometimes you just need to draw a card, and Wizardos lets you do that, which is really nice. Didn't make it today, but it's come up in the past, and especially in testing. 1 Lacia, you make it on half boards. It can also boost any of your guys, specifically Statue, by 500. Plus, sometimes when you're on a half board, you want to end on like 2 discard outlets because you have access to Prince and Infantry, so you just need to make this. The Starboy, I made this a few times, not for the reason we played it. We played it because it beats a Liger Dancer. If you go through a Coelacanth line, you can juice up your Gamir Agarin to over 4,000 to punch over Liger Dancer. This is the only way to do that, and it also lets you find lethal sometimes. But that didn't happen because I was summoning Statue if I didn't kill my opponent. Other cards, Keeper, just to get Coelacanth out of the hand. It's too free to not play it, so that's why it's in here. Coral, to reborn anything, usually Barrier Statue, and then Neptune to make everything untargetable. Also, post side, I am sliding the Equip spell, which is really relevant because the combo with the side deck card you'll see comes up where you pitch that card to get the equip spell, which just seals the game because now you're insulated from Droplet or Ruler. For the synchros, bring Madonna to get the statue or to shuffle back a banished card, Monasteris to bring back a fish, Dragite for a spell trap negate, Trish for when you're under Droll, and then Agaren, which is just the best 10 to end on. It's a little bit better than Changing right now. There's a lot of effects in the format that rely on destruction. It also plays really well post side, and being able to banish pretty much anything on your opponent's field at any time is just really strong. That's it for the main and extra. For the side deck, the 3 Drolls, like I said, you just want to side this card into exactly Mitsurai, so it doesn't matter that much. 3 Lancia, just for the Malice matchup. And then the 3 other pretty popular Mermail card, which is the Anti-Magic Arrow. This card is just unbelievable. You should be playing this card if you're on this deck. It just outs the only lose condition that you have post-side, which is back row cards. If you resolve this, you can set up Statue and bounce all the back row or banish them with Trish, and you just win the game. After that, though, is the fun part of the deck, which is the going first cards. So 1 Minstrel, 1 Mizuchi, 1 Called By, and 2 Salesman, which also doubled as like the theoretical Liger out. These were all really good, but the best card was Wobby. Before this tournament, we had just been playing like random side cards and trying to figure out what the best deck count could possibly be. And just I was siding like a Pike and playing 1 in main, but a bit before the tournament, I just wanted a time card because I feel really comfortable with 1. So I looked up fish that have life point gain. This came up, but then after reading a little bit more, we realized that it's Donate, which turns on the Xyz Poseidra, which lets you dump Statue on your first turn through Lancia, Droll, pretty much anything, which is unbelievable. The combo just turns into, instead of adding back Dragoons off of the Virtue Dragon, you add this back, give it to your opponent. If you're under Droll, they won't draw. So it's just a guy, you rank him into the Xyz Poseidra, effect the detach, and send Statue as cost. This will come back to your hand, and then you can discard it for the Poseidra Reborn. Just unbelievable. This card is absolutely the reason I won. Every time, unless I bricked and I went first and this card was in my deck, I won the duel. The only time that I've resolved the time win condition was on the feature match, which is really unfortunate, but if you want to see the more practical application of the card, like in a game, there's a written feature where I was in, where I resolved this. Very, very good card. I queued pretty much Mitsurai the entire day. Every opponent I had was great. This format is fine. I thought that Water would be a really good deck to play because it has a really high non-engine count and summons Barrier Statue of the Torrent, which is just an unbeatable card. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will summon Statue, I will summon Wobby, and I will win the duel. Thank you.